y'all, I'm Alex. Today we're going to go over how to throw a punch in Taekwondo sparring. Now let's get started. Now there are two different ways of throwing the punch that I personally like to do in Taekwondo sparring, and it kind of depends on the situation as well. The first one we're going to go over is more of a swinging hook motion, which is going to look like this. Right, a little bit more wider swinging punch, and it's coming at a different angle. Now, there's a couple different reasons why I sometimes throw it like this in sparring. One is if your opponent is standing really sideways, okay? So if we're here and we're really sideways, and I'm wanting to kind of catch them off timing, going in for a punch as an attack, then I kind of have to do more of a swinging motion. I can't really come more straight here, especially if I want to hit nice and solid like that. So here, boom, I'm going to come in and swing like that. Another reason is because when they throw their front leg, sometimes I like to do it as a counter to the front leg, and then also just to kind of close distance. So here, someone throws their front leg up, I'm swinging kind of in and over the front leg as I'm going in, and then over top and hitting them. Same thing, I can't really come in straight if someone's here and they're throwing their front leg. So it's really a couple different reasons why I would attack or throw a punch doing a little bit more of a swinging motion. Another reason is going to be the judges are going to see it a little bit better if you have a bigger motion. Sometimes if you throw something really small and then tight, it's going to be a little bit harder for the judges to see it. Therefore, they're not going to score the punch. So if you do something a little bit more wider, a little bit bigger motion, they're more than likely going to see it, and you're going to have a higher chance of scoring it. So once again, the first variation is going to be that swinging motion here. Boom, coming in and swinging, closing the distance, and then you can follow up with some kicks from there. But like I said, the main reasons I do it that way is if someone's standing sideways, I'm here, I catch them off timing, come in for the punch. Second reason would be if I'm doing it as a counter to their front leg. If someone's throwing their front leg a lot, I come in, I'm going to stuff their front leg and then punch over top of their leg. And then the last reason would be just to make sure that the judges can see it a little bit better because it's a bigger motion. The second way that I sometimes throw a punch is going to be a little bit more of your traditional like Taekwondo punch that you would think of in sparring, which is going to be a little bit more straighter. Now, the only slight difference I do, it's not going to be just like a straight punch here, it's going to be a little bit more of a downward punch, kind of going down with your elbow raise, just a little bit. So it's going to look more like this. Okay, sometimes I'll kind of snap my wrist down into it, just kind of depends on the distance and just kind of the situation that you're in. So this, like I said, this is a little bit if someone's a little bit more square, okay? Because like I said, you can't really throw a straight punch really well if they're sideways, okay? This is someone square, they might be coming in with like a kick, they square up a little bit, and then this is your counter punch, or whatever situation you're in. You might be in the clinch from here. Sometimes I'll be in the clinch and I'll switch and then throw more of a straighter punch. Whatever it is, this is how I kind of like to throw my straight punch. So like I said, the elbow is going to be slightly up, and then I'm going to punch at a downward angle, and then usually I like to kind of hit and kind of snap it down a little bit, and then from there I can kind of flow into some different combinations, okay? Like I said, this is more for if someone's square, so if someone is coming in with a kick, they kind of start to square up a little bit, that's when you slide in, and then you catch them with a little bit more of a straight punch. Like I said, just make sure that you have a somewhat bigger motion. You don't want it to be too in tight here. The judges more than likely aren't going to see it, and they're not going to score it if it's really small. So same thing, that's sometimes why I bring my elbow up just a little bit and then come down, so that way the judges can see it a little bit. And the other reason why I kind of snap my wrist down and try to get a pop on the hogu, that way they can hear it as well. So that's just a couple different things to keep in mind when throwing a straight punch. Make sure they're a little bit more square, so it's going to be off of a counter, or if you're in the clinch from here, you switch and then you kind of punch into it as well. Those are just the two things I like to do when throwing my straighter punch. Like I said, for both of these punches, it's really going to come down to your preference, what you feel is more comfortable, whether you like a little bit more of the swinging punch, whether you just like to stick with a little bit more of a straighter punch. It's all going to come down to what you feel more comfortable with, and really just depends on the situation in sparring, your distance, the timing, what your opponent's doing, what they're attacking with, and then how you're able to react and get that punch in. y'all enjoyed this video. Make sure to let me know what other techniques you would like to see me cover in the comments down below. Also, don't forget to subscribe, like us on Facebook, and follow me on Instagram. I'll see you guys later.